What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to start this vlog off today at CSP. I'm picking up the Freedom Rocket. It's been here for over a month or so, and only because I've been waiting for a part 1 and 2. I've kind of been giving a little more love to the turbo car, and if you guys missed the last couple of videos with that car, definitely check it out above. I'll put the last one up here for you so you can check it out and get up to pace with that. Doing some pretty cool things with that car. It's going pretty fast, actually very fast, faster than the Freedom Rocket. And now it's time to basically get the Freedom Rocket back in the game. I got a part here for the car that we're going to put on today. We're also going to talk about my plans for both of the vehicles coming, well, the end of this year, but mainly 2020. So we're going to head into CSP right now. Ooh, yeah. Talk about a dirty truck. That's the one thing about having a negative offset is all that mud and dirt wherever. This is all from work, but even on a regular road, it would be all over the side of the truck. All that gets flung on the side, flung on the mirror, everywhere. I mean, look, on the window, in the bed, in the back of the bed, you can see all the spots back there from all the crap that I drive through at work. I could get fender flares, but I like how it stands. I like the look of the truck, so I don't know. I guess I just have to live with it. Not really a huge deal, but it does make it hard to keep the truck clean. But it's a work truck, so who cares, right?
It's a similar head to yours, but it'll be fresh, so there won't be any questions.
Is he alive?
I think so.
Okay. They're probably worth 30 to 40 euros.
Look what's on the front cover of the Supercharger catalog.
Yeah,
my truck.
those
Look at that. It's even as a Z71. Let's get that stupid chrome lower front fascia that I hate.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I painted mine black. Look at all this cool CSP merch. You guys changed the hoodie design on the front, huh? Just put the little logo up there. Magnetic beer koozies, or if you're under 21, soda koozies. And then license plate. Man, where's my license plate frame?
You can have one.
I don't want one. These are cool, though. I actually thought about ordering some of these.
From me. Get it.
No,
the
not
CSP
no,
koozie.
not with that.
Sell it on your channel.
I've already plugged this enough just standing here making fun of your merch.
Yeah,
so.
but you're probably not even going to put it in your
Look,
video.
there's the freaking, no, I'll put it in. Look, there's the stupid website. Go to it.
Well, hello there.
Hey, what's up? Oh, wait, here, wait, check it out. Pulleys in the box. A new custom pulley for the Supercharger on the Freedom Rocket. We'll get to why I had to get a custom one here just in a second, but there she is from Grip Tech. It's only an 1/8 of an inch difference.
Yeah, so you're not going to see it. But,
Yeah.
Well, you can tell this is like thicker.
I think that's where it
That's
was.
what she said.
Yep. That's the 1/8 of an inch that was gained on that side. It basically moved the whole thing back.
What's funny is when we got the blower, they supply a spacer to space it the
Even
wrong
further.
way. It says
Yeah.
used with LSA drive, and I'm like, that's not going to work. It's a mile off.
All right, so what we're talking about here about this new pulley is that's the one,
And you can
the old
see it.
one, and yeah, we can see a difference here. But if you look, the offset's different on the new one versus the old one. The issue we were having with the old one that's on the Supercharger right now is that the belt was basically, it was hopping off. It was shredding the belt. It wasn't in line with the lower crank. The lower crank down there, you can see. It wasn't in line with that. I actually talked to Grip Tech about it because I found out that another shop had this blower. They had to order a custom offset pulley because apparently, I guess Magnuson, when they made the blower, it doesn't line up correctly. This is the LSA hot rod kit on an LSX engine. Should be completely the same as a regular LSA engine, but the issue is it wasn't lining up. So I've talked to another guy, he has the same issue. He runs an LSA with this blower and the whole setup. Still the same issue. He had to get a custom pulley made for his as well. So we went ahead and it's offset an 1/8 of an inch back toward the driver's seat. So hopefully it will be in line now. Hopefully this will solve our issue. The other thing we're running into is the fact that there's a really long travel, from this pulley to the lower crank.
Either this guy or that guy, there's a very long travel.
Well, the
stock
crank
rod
is
wouldn't,
even,
but it goes like
yeah.
this
Yeah.
instead of like the other way.
Yeah, so so on a factory LSA, it is dropped down
Well, it's like
further.
way
The
over
jack
here.
shaft is like way down here, and so you
Yeah, and it's tight,
You don't
yeah.
have that crazy travel for things to go nuts.
Yeah, you don't have the issue with the 2650 heartbeat either, ones that fit under the hood. Those are fine too because they're just as close. Because this blower is so high,
Yeah.
you have a long travel on the
Yeah,
belt.
and we don't really have any good options to add another like idler or something to get it under control. There's no bracket
No.
that we can attach here without doing something crazy, and I don't think it would be stable.
Unfortunately, I've been fighting this belt issue almost the entire year, so hopefully now this fixes it.
That looks like it lines up way better.
Yeah, no, it's.
Does it? Yeah, definitely lines up a little better with that idler there, and then of course all the pulleys on the engine they're all lined up perfectly, but that was the problem child. So that belt actually is from Camaro Fest, and we were ripping through belts because of, well, the issue of the upper pulley. So I still had it on hand, which is great because now we can try to route the other way. We tried it before with this longer one, but the problem is it hits the water pump down here really bad. It was already hitting before, and now that the pulley is offset that way, it's even worse. Good.
No, there's got to be a trick here. Something happened.
No, dude, that's the right size, remember?
I know, but it went on too easy. Yeah. Like, this is not how it works with your cars.
That's coming up.
You hear how fast that thing's cranking over now? What did you do? Stop or put?
I took it out of gear and it just shut off.
Oh. No, it's perfect. Alright guys, so the Freedom Rocket is up and running, and that brings us to the part of the video where I talk about the future of both of the cars. Now we're here in the garage. I guess really what I want to start is really the channel started after the car. Those of you guys that have been with me the whole time since the beginning, since the very first video I did, this car's been here since the very beginning. I had it before I started my YouTube channel. I started basing videos around the car for the channel. That's pretty much how I started it. I didn't really have a direction I was going. I just kind of went with it and did videos as I could. Eventually I started modifying the car a little bit, did videos on that. Then I added the second car, the 2017 ZL1. And then after that I started doing videos on both cars. Then I started going a little more heavy with the modifications on this car. As obviously you can see now, it basically went from being a regular street car like the other one is to now being a drag car, race car, whatever you want to call it. It cannot be reversed back to factory. I guess technically it could if you could cut the roll cage out since it's welded in and buy a bunch of stock parts, because a lot of the stuff I sold, you know, because I didn't want it sitting around my house and everything, so I sold a lot of the stuff. Everything from the engine, transmission, and even the fuel tank. None of that is even here. The factory stuff is not even here. So the car is pretty much a long ways away from being factory again. And that's one of the reasons why I kept the other car as stock as it looks and as it really is. The only thing different is the engine in that car. That's literally it. I didn't want to mess around with that at all. That's why I had this car that I could go do whatever I wanted to it and not have to worry about it. But at this point, I'm thinking about doing something different here with the channel, and that requires me to get rid of one of these cars. I have to get rid of a car because one, I only have 2 garages, that's it. This garage and the garage right over here on the other side of the wall. I'll show you real quick, those of you guys that don't know. But this is the second garage. You can see the car sitting there. I only have room for 2 cars, which means I'm gonna be getting another car. I wanna get another car. Some of you guys may know what it is. I wanna be able to get that new car, do something a little new with the channel. I've had these 2 cars for a while now, a couple years, I think. Yeah, because I got that one in 2017, so it's been over 2 years. It'll be 3 years in March next year that I've had these both on my channel. And this car will be here for, man, I don't even remember, like 5 years, I think now. 5 years coming up in February. Yeah, so I've had this car for 5 years, the other one for 3 years, and I kind of want something new, and I'm gonna have to get rid of one of them. So basically, I'm trying to think here, which is gonna be the best car to get rid of. So if we look at both cars from a time and money and story perspective, obviously this one back here beats the other one with flying colors. I mean, I've had it longer, I've done a lot more things, I've been through a lot more with this car, it has a lot more sentimental value to me, and I've put way more money into this car than the other one. If we look at it from a pure performance standpoint, at this point in time, the other car is faster. You guys have seen that in the past couple videos. The car is running amazing for what's done to it. This car is still sort of working out the kinks, because I mean, when you go this far with a car, there's a lot of different things that can go wrong. There's a lot of things that you need to basically always be upkeeping and always be tweaking and tuning and all that. So this is it's an added bonus, but it's also an added difficulty, because there is everything. Like, I'm not worried about this car, you know, breaking an axle. I'm not worried about the engine, like throwing a rod. Like, I'm not worried about any of that, because all that stuff is built. Now, the other car, it got factory axles, it's got a factory transmission, it's got a factory drive shaft, so those things could eventually give way in that car, right? But this car has been built, has been completely redone to be able to hold the power. It's as reliable as it can, really, but it's pretty much purpose built. So if we look from a monetary standpoint, as far as which car is costing me most, which is putting the biggest dent in my pocket, I would say this one I've put more money into this year, for sure, without a doubt. This one, I mean, we're talking engine swap, new blower, we're talking fuel cell, we're talking heat exchanger tank, completely new ECU, like the factory ECU is gone, the Holley system is on there now. So, oh, and the suspension, I mean, that was like $4 to $5 grand in suspension. I mean, this stuff isn't cheap. Those of you guys that buy stuff like this, or maybe are looking at doing something like this to your car, it's not cheap. So I have put a lot of money into it this year, whereas the other car, the twin turbo car, I've put pretty much nothing into that. That's because the car has been built since, last year around summertime. Yeah, when I went to Camaro Fest, that car was built. Now, we've been adding little things here and there, like we added the high side fuel pump, we had some downpipes, I had the transmission built here, like here and there. I didn't do everything at once, right? I did it kind of throughout this year and a half. So I haven't really put much money into that car, and it's running great times. I just drove it yesterday, all over, no problem. And talking about it from a monetary standpoint, you know, I'm also realizing that I'm not getting any younger. Throwing all this money into cars, and then sometimes the car doesn't even run right, or like gonna park brakes. It's like, okay, how much am I gonna continue doing this until it's just not very smart for my future? You know, cars are like the worst investment. The car YouTubers, some of the bigger car YouTubers and stuff, we're kind of in a different position there, because we also make money off the videos, and that money goes back into the car. So it's sort of like investing in yourself and investing in your channel. But at this point, it's like, do I continue to do that? And playing along with that, as I mentioned something in one of my previous videos about taking a different position at work and trying to advance through the company. I potentially have a good future there, and as much as some of you guys want to see me do YouTube full time, it's not going to happen. I don't want to do it full time. I've worked way too hard to get to where I am, just to potentially throw it all away and take a gamble at, let's see if I can become a full-time YouTuber and make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm not going to put my future into the hands of YouTube and the YouTube algorithm to hopefully see all my videos get millions and millions of views. Not going to do it. From a monetary standpoint and what's going to be better for my pocket, this car would be better leaving and that car staying. Now, both of these cars are extremely fun. Both of them are fast. You know, you got this one that's just rowdy as heck, and it's just a complete head turner from when the car sits here like this, from when it starts up, from when it's wide open throttle, all that. It's a head turner no matter what. The other car's a little more sleek, a little more stealth. It's not as much of a head turner. I mean, if you see the car, you might know what it is, but it's quieter, you know, and it's more comfortable. I can drive it coast to coast, no issues. This one, I could probably drive it about 10, 15 miles, and I'd have to top off the 6-gallon fuel cell in the back. So really not a reliable anything at this point, just kind of a fun race car. It's hard for me because I've had so much time with this car behind me, it's almost gone too far. Like, it's gone too far past the point of like enjoying it just in general. Yeah, sure, I enjoy it on the drag strip, you know, when it runs down the drag strip, like it's fun. When I start the car up, when I pull, like it's fun. It sounds great. I love the sound of the car, what it makes you feel when you get in the car and start it up. But the thing is, like, that's just this much of like the driving experience that I'm enjoying with that. The other car, I could enjoy almost the entire driving experience. If I really, really, really wanted to, I could probably turn the boost down, way down on that car, just do my lowest boost setting and take it around a track if I wanted to. That car is still there, like the suspension is still stock. I can put the factory tires or get even better like track tires on the car. It's not a problem. Whereas this is like, yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is, what you see. So it's a hard decision. The car that I'm gonna be getting, the car that I wanna get, is basically gonna be a driver's car. It's not gonna be a car like this, and it's not gonna be a sleeper or like real sleek and sleeperish like that car. It's gonna be a driver's car. I'm gonna probably wanna drive it on the weekends. It's not gonna be a daily driver per se, but it's gonna be a car that I can kind of get in and drive whenever I want and enjoy it and do a lot of videos for you guys. I'm thinking like, do I get rid of the twin turbo car and then I keep the race car? Or do I just call it while I'm ahead with this car? Between both cars, I get more money for this car. It's just how it is. It's how I worked it out in my head. It's what's gonna happen. This car here, gone, no race car, whatever like that. I got the sleeper car that I can drive, the twin turbo car, I can drive that coast to coast, no issue. And it can run like mid-8s in the quarter mile. Like, absolute perfect street car, perfect daily driver that you could ask for. Keep that, then get the other car where it's kind of like my weekend, kind of like how I wanted this car to be. If you guys remember from the beginning, that's sort of what this was, sort of a weekend driver type thing, or drive it on nice days, basically. I'm honestly kind of sitting at a standstill right now. I know I've said many times I'd never sell this car. It's still kind of replaying in my head, and I'm still like, trying to figure out a way that I want to keep this car and sell the other one, or I'm really playing every scenario in my head right now, and I honestly can't think of a decision. It's pretty hard because of the fact that I've had it for so long, and you know, I'm kind of sentimental to the stuff that I own. Other people may not be like that. They might buy cars and sell cars all the time. It doesn't really matter to them. It's kind of a rotating thing. They want something new all the time. Or like I can start to get like attached to things, you know, I put so much time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears literally into this car, and it's like, it's hard for me to even think about selling it, let alone being forced to sell it or being forced to sell the other car too, you know, one or the other. And that's pretty much where it stands right now. Like, I have to sell one if I want to get another car. I'm not going to move to some other house just to have a 3-car garage just so I can buy another car. Like, I'm not going to do that. I just don't have the room for it. Plus, I got my trailer here too. So we're gonna have to keep it with 2 cars, but that means one has to go. So let me know what you guys think, which car you think should go, why it should go, and you know, I'm gonna read the comments. I really am, because I definitely would be interested to hear what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys came here because of this car behind me, and a lot of you guys came because of the twin turbo car in the other garage. So I know either one will be upset, whichever one I sell, but I can tell you right now, the new car that I'm gonna get, you guys are gonna love it, and it's gonna be a whole new thing for the channel. So let me know what you think. Post your comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Next video is going to be, we're going to be weighing the twin turbo car, because I want to see how much that thing weighs. I feel like it's lighter than this car. It's got to be lighter than that car, but like, yeah, I just want to know what it weighs. So be sure to stay tuned for that video, and as always, have a great day.